hilarious. You really got some shit going on.
Yo, I'm gonna give you the honors this week, Kels. You do the intro, man.
That's not a problem. I guess we live.
Yes, we
Wasn't
are.
too sure if we came in live or not. You know that intro is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But man, what's happening, good fellas? We're good folks. Welcome to Comedian Catch. I'm your co-host Kelly Robb. I'm here with the other co-host D Wise Guy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, and we got a special guest in the building. Sapase. Yeah, I mean, we got my man. We got the king from Queens. You know what I mean? My man Steve King, my big brother. What's happening, big dog?
You already know what it is, my man. What's going on?
The
second king from Queens, nigga. Come on now. You from Queens too, nigga. So you already know.
One of the kings from Queens.
You already know.
Yeah.
Once you come from Queens, it's just an automatic. It's an automatic.
Automatic. How's everybody doing though, man?
We good. We good.
Trying to be like you. And we all in anticipation right now, you know. Election time, everybody biting their nails, going crazy.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Like, this was the first election that like I was not like eager to go vote. Like I was not eager at all. Like it was just because it's just like I don't like either one of these niggas.
Two senior citizens.
Did you vote?
Right.
did you vote?
Nah, I voted. I voted for sure.
Voted?
I voted.
What about you, D? You voted?
Yep. Yeah, I voted, unfortunately.
You voted?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I voted.
All right.
It was weird because it's just like it's just like
I ain't vote for nobody.
It's not a thrill. It was not a thrill session.
Not even Kanye?
Nah, they ain't put Kanye on the New York ballot.
I wish, if they would have put Kanye,
if Kanye was on the New York ballot, he'd have got my vote.
Right.
I would have voted for Kanye. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, just throw everybody off. Like, I would have voted for him. Like, but it is what it is, man. Like the game is weird right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is the first time, like I said, like that. Far as presidential elections, that people were just like, great. Like, people voted out of necessity. They didn't vote because they really liked either one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, which is weird, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And then now that we're at an age where it's like we're more conscious of things like this, it's just like it makes you like really look back and like, damn, let me look back at the other presidential elections. Like, did people have the same vibe as they do now? And it wasn't like this, bro. Like, more people voted now than ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think because more people are unemployed.
Niggas got time. Niggas got time. Like, niggas got time. Like, that's a fact. Like, that's a fact. People got time. Like, but it was just weird because they said like this is like the highest rate of voters. People voted early. Like, I've never heard that before. Like, they didn't even need a campaign to get people to go vote early. Before, they used to have the go vote now, your vote count with Puffy and all that. This time around, niggas was like, nah, we gotta get homie out of here, like, for real. Like, yo, how you get people to dislike you so much, nigga?
Yo, they brought back
more than they dislike Bush.
Yo, they brought back the vote or die shirts. That's how
my nigga. You know, all them shirts was. Nigga,
I ain't gonna lie. Just based upon what y'all just said, I already know who y'all voting for. I was gonna ask.
It wasn't him, nigga. I'll tell you that.
This is the very first time in history where I feel like it wasn't too much of a fucking secret where you was voting for. It used to be like a
yeah.
Everybody just walked in there with fuck Trump t-shirts,
right?
Like,
Nah, but and then listen, we joke around all we want. He got wild supporters. Clearly, we see that. You feel me? Like as much as a good amount of people didn't like him, low key, a lot of people was in his favor. Clearly, like you gotta think about it. The fact that like he's neck and neck with homie to a certain degree lets you know how much supporters he had as well. So that in itself speaks volumes, my nigga. Like,
and then some people I feel as if like they might not be a supporter, but at the same time they understand what we going through right now, and they feel as if like why go with a new person when we already understand what we're dealing with right now. Like, you don't know what you kind of don't know what that's the unknown. You know what I mean?
That's
A lot
a
of
great
people are
perspective.
scared of the
That's a
unknown.
great perspective.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
So
I agree with you on that. A
I
lot of
feel
people, a
that
lot of people did say that as well, which I kind of understand, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man, you want another 4 years of this wild nigga? Like, come on, you gotta get, like, you gotta get him the fuck out.
it's like you know what's crazy? It's like besides him saying a few crazy things, what has he done wrong to our community?
I will say that is a great question. I will say from what
Right.
I've paid attention to, I don't think he's done anything physically wrong per se. I think what it comes down to is just the tone that he set. You feel me? Like he hasn't done anything any different than any other president that we didn't like, right? Which is
Mhm.
very, but I think it was different because like he didn't speak their language. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you walk into a room and then people have a particular way they do things. He came out of that. He didn't come out that 1% language talk. You feel me? Like he came with his own talk, like, yo, I'm gonna do things my way. And then yeah, you might not like what I say, but this is how it's getting done. And he honestly didn't do anything any different than the other presidents before him did. So you absolutely right. It just, I guess it was this arrogance about the way he did it is what people that will rub people the wrong way.
But that's the thing. A lot of people like I like to play devil's advocate when it comes to everything. It's
No,
everything in
yeah,
life.
me too. That's the
And
Libra.
Yeah.
That's the Libra shit. We like that
yeah,
shit. We
it's
like,
a fact.
yeah, trust me, I know.
And looking at it, you just got to look at the fact that, all right, you're talking about a dude that grew up rich in rich white neighborhoods around rich white people that didn't grow up around struggling folks and shit like that.
No, he
So he
didn't
doesn't
grow up rich
understand the
though.
struggle at all. He doesn't know what struggle
Nah,
is.
but believe
Like,
it or not, he didn't grow up rich. That's the funny thing. Like, if you do his background, he
yeah,
didn't grow up rich. He started gaining wealth later on in life in his 30s. You feel me? But like, he didn't grow up rich either. So, but at the end of the day, like, he's far removed at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you've been wealthy for so long. You've been doing niggas dirty for so long. It's just like, nigga, I can't think back like that. Like, I'm too old now. Like this man is like 70 something years old, bro. Like he can't think back when he was 20, 30, my nigga.
so look, two things real quick. Just because he said that, just like he might not have been rich per se, but you're talking about Donald Trump from Queens. He's from Queens. He's
Yeah,
a nigga
Queens
from Queens.
niggas.
But he grew up in Jamaica Estates. Now, those that are from New York City that are
Oh,
from
yeah.
Queens
Yeah, that's money.
understand that Jamaica
That's
That's
money.
money.
Estates.
That's
Yeah,
money.
it's
Yeah,
not
but
like
you
he
got
didn't grow up poor.
nah,
Like,
but
he
you
didn't
know
grow
what?
up
But I will
amongst
say
the
this.
struggle.
I will say this though, right? Because if you think of the history of Queens, let's be real, right? The history of Queens was really white. Like
Mhm.
Queens didn't start getting black until like the late 70s, 80s. You feel me? Like, because when you go to schools, when you go to all of the schools in Queens, when you look on the walls and all of the pictures, all you saw was white people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, like,
Right.
far as history wise, no matter what part of Queens you think of Murdoch, you think of Springfield, you think of Rosedale, you think of Farmers, for example. Like, you think of these places, like they were predominantly white. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So, like, you know, so a lot of people look at Queens. Don't get me wrong. We know Queens, Jamaica Estates for a fact. There's more money there. The people have better, you know what I mean? Like there's a higher prestige as far as financial wise, but realistically, like Queens has always been white. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it was
it's just
white, but just the same thing that there's still classifications,
nah,
and
classification is a real
and
thing. Absolutely.
the reason why Jamaica Estates is still standing is
Right.
because of the quality of people and the quality of homes and the quality of life that was right there.
But who
Now,
lives
of
in
course, the
Jamaica States
Cambrian
now?
no, Jamaica Estates is still predominantly white. Jamaica
Not really.
Estates, no,
Well,
I promise you,
if you
I
going
promise you, Jamaica
towards the
Estates.
highway, but like for the most part, you got none but Hindus over there.
Yeah, you have some of those. You have a lot of
Yeah.
those there too,
And
because they
Maseratis.
creep in. And
Yeah.
what they really do is that
Maserati.
when they get one of those homes, they get it for cheap, and then they go ahead
Right.
and renovate it and everything like that. So that's an absolute fact. They've been
Right.
doing that for hundreds of years.
And they got
But
like 70 people living in that one house, bro.
yeah, it's the entire family. They bring the entire
Yeah.
family in. The entire
You
family.
know what I
Everybody
mean?
with their last name. Everybody with their last name. It doesn't even
Yeah.
matter. As long as you're from their
Yeah.
country with the last name, you win. That's it.
Right.
Oh, your last name is Sin? Oh,
Right. All the Sims, all the
we got
Mohammeds,
you,
they all
Sing.
live in those.
We got you, Sing. We
Right.
got you. Yeah,
Listen,
man.
I went to school on Hillside, so like I'm very familiar. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was it was predominantly white. Like the area was predominantly like Hindu. You have Guyanese, you got Hindu, and then you had like a sprinkle of Spanish. A good amount of Spanish people live on Hillside, going towards that area. But most of them, and there's a lot of Asians people. There's a lot of Asians too. Like people keep forgetting about the Asians community. Like they are hella deep on that side of town, bro. The Asian community is wild deep, and people keep skipping past them, but they own damn near everything on that side too.
Yeah.
That's because Asians are real life ninjas. Everything they do is in secret. We don't know shit that goes on with Chinese people, and then when we do find out about it, it's something crazy.
Yeah,
like you ever look into their sex life? You ever look at Chinese people's sex life? Like they look like regular folks until you look at them niggas on porno. You be like, are you serious?
But you gotta think about it, right? Serious? I'm surprised we didn't have they did have one candidate. They did have a candidate in the prior, like I think 2 years ago, whatever, that was gonna run, and then he backed out. But like, I'm surprised we didn't have a strong Asian candidate this year, this time.
Especially with the Chinese virus.
We're gonna go on record and say that there will never be a Chinese president. Not a president of the United States of America. Not president of the United States of America. Like the structures that be will never allow a foreigner like that, or a foreigner period, to ever run the United States of America.
They'd rather give you a black man. Yeah, you're right.
It's not going to happen.
They gave us a black man.
Do you understand the message that sends around the world? You got to understand the message that sends around the world. There's no place in the world that has like another fucking race running your fucking thing. It's usually people that are from there. Even if it's South Africa, if it's like a white dude that's running south, he lives there.
He's from Africa, right?
He probably been colonized that shit. Like that's what they do. But there's no way in hell you're gonna let some dude that his family migrated here years ago become a fucking president of the United States.
Listen, man, maybe not in our lifetime, but I'm pretty sure it'll happen. It'll happen. They got power, which is money. They got money.
Yeah, you go
not in the U.S.
You go to any country, you see Asians there. Like any country,
everywhere, bro. Everywhere. I've been places. I'm like,
they infiltrate. They real life ninjas. They real life ninjas for a fact. Listen. They infiltrate. They everything they do. They do it in deep, and they do it under the radar. You never know what's happening. Next thing you know, mad Asians, Asian town, Chinatown.
It's funny that you said that too, because like I've traveled to a few places, and the one thing I've always noticed in regards to like the Asian community, everywhere has a Chinatown, has a Asian community.
Yes.
Because you gotta think about it, right? Like we can't go to anywhere and set up shop the way they set up shop. It's just like they're kind of like accepted everywhere, bro.
It's when you say that, you just gotta think like that's literally the only ethnic food that's literally everywhere you go.
Not even food, for a service. You know what I mean? Like you think about service, you got laundromats, you think about dry cleaners.
You can't. That's a fact. But I'm talking about as far as food. No matter where you go, you can eat Chinese food. You can't get Jamaican food everywhere you go. You cannot get Haitian food.
Right.
You might get some Italian food because Italian Americans run the But as far as ethnic or like Oriental or any of that shit, it's just Chinese food. No matter where you go. It might not taste the same, just the lemonade. The lemonade tastes the same no matter where you go. But the food might not taste the same because some places more people than others.
That iced tea is the shit though, nigga. You can't.
Yeah, the iced tea and lemonade, that shit hitting. But for some reason, there's a problem with it because everywhere you go, all of them shit tastes exactly the same.
What is that?
That's not a recipe. Nah, that's not a recipe. That's a fountain. That's something else. You don't even know where they pouring it from. When they run out, they just run out until the next day.
I try to copy to make it a little bit their way. I was close, but not close enough. It's some type of water they're using. They're using some type of water.
You missed a secret. You missed secret ingredient.
Right. The secret ingredient, my nigga. That secret ingredient is different.
Secret ingredient is mop water.
Please don't say that shit, because I be drinking that shit like it's water, nigga. I be buying that shit all the time. Don't say that.
Bodily fluid. Nah, I mean that's The crazy thing that you say that, but the one thing that's why I was saying that like not to really badmouth the Asian community. I'm just talking about how shocking it is when I was dead serious about when you look into their culture, you start seeing certain things. It really does shock you when you realize, oh, y'all do eat dogs. Oh shit, okay,
Yeah, but you know,
okay,
but you know
y'all
what
do
though?
eat, y'all do eat random anything. They eat anything.
You know what though? I will in defense of that, I will say, right? Because like, you know, who is to say, because I had a conversation about that, right? Who is to say what and cannot be eaten, right? Because like realistically, like when you think of eating, right, food wise, right, like every culture, every ethnicity has their thing or has their whatever their delicacies of things that they like, right? Who's to say what we can't? It's just like pets, right? Who's to say what type of animal we could have as a pet or not? Like who started that? Like who put those caps on these things and who? So it's like for me, I don't knock them for that. I don't knock any because you go to some parts of Africa and you like, I'm not eating that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I'll be watching those shows where dudes be traveling the world eating different foods and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, y'all braver than me. Cause I'm like, nah, son. But I've also tried different things from
because they think they're gonna be on Survivor.
Yeah, but I've also tried things from other ethnicities for the first time just to give it a try. Cause like at the end of the day, like you can't knock everything unless you try something, you know what I'm saying? Like far as food wise, you know what I mean? And then when you try certain things, you're like, okay, if it's hidden for me, it's hidden for me. If it's not hidden for me, I'm like, I'm good. Like, but at the same time, it's just like, who puts those restrictions on food and like what animal can and cannot be eaten? Like, who came up with these rules?
Not too sure, but I ain't gonna lie. It kind of sounds like you want to eat a dog or some shit.
Nah, nigga, dog is not my shit. I'm sure we eat General Tofu chicken, nigga. That shit is not chicken, bro. Like,
don't say we. Don't say we.
Right.
Just you, nigga. You Haitian and shit. There's a lot of shit that you eat that I would never touch.
Listen, I love General Tofu chicken, and I don't even know if that's chicken because it don't even look like no chicken to me.
Nigga, you don't even know who General Tuso is, nigga. You just.
Nigga.
It ain't like the niggas like it ain't like KFC where you know what I mean. You can put a face to the chicken or some shit. Like you just.
Yo, you ever had beef lo mein? That shit don't even look like real beef to me, my nigga. Like
General Tuso was a racist. And he had slaves.
Yo, this nigga stupid. Yo, you an asshole. I'm telling you, son. Like, but I be thinking to myself, like, who puts restrictions on these foods? Who put restrictions? Like, some things I'm just be like, nah, I'm just not gonna eat that. And some things I've tried, and I'm just like, even like Mexican food, even like Indian food, I've tried some of it, and I'm just like, yeah, this shit ain't hitting for me. Like, I
don't play around with my stomach like that, nigga. Like, I can't do shit like that.
Yeah, you gotta be built. Like some of these shit, I'm like, you gotta be built for. You gotta be a different type of person to eat that. Like,
well, only thing when I go to restaurants and I try some shit, I'll be like, all right, what's the chicken? What kind of chicken dishes y'all got? Oh, all right, chicken with pecans. All right, let me give it a shot.
Yeah, but think about it, niggas too. Like for black people too. Like we like you got black people that eat gizzard, that eat all this wild chitlins and shit. Like I'm not eating none of that shit, bro.
Yeah, but we know nigga food. We know what not to eat when it comes to nigga food.
Yeah, but you got some niggas that eat that religiously. You got some people that eat that religiously. Like it's
my mama one of them. Yeah, my mama one of them. She from the South. She eat all that shit.
Yeah,
she all
that's
that
what I'm saying. So we knocking them. You gotta think about it. So we knocking them. Like they probably looking at us like, okay, nigga, y'all eat that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the difference?
Because they eat it too. They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care you whatever. Like they would survive it.
Yeah, they eat everything, cooked, uncooked, all that.
Like
people.
When you come from a third world country, you'll eat anything. You gotta survive.
Yeah,
if you come from a third world country, you gotta survive. You're gonna eat anything, man. Like fuck it. At the end of the day, if you got family to feed, I'm killing this bear. We're gonna eat bear tonight. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're gonna figure it out. Right. Man, so it is what it is with that.
Yeah.
On another note,
that's a fact.
I wanted to see. I don't know if we got this versus thing still going, But I wanted to know, like, real quick, because we just saw that last verses and everything. It was I want to
Lackluster,
know who's your
lackluster.
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was your dream verses?
Who would be my dream versus?
Yeah, your dream verses. And I'm not talking about music. Here's the kicker: we only talking about comedians.
Oh, nice.
You want to see two comedians go head to head, and this means that they're going comedy special for comedy special. Don't mind that child. Don't call ACS. Nothing like that. He's being well taken care of.
The little man is like, "Yo, what's going on over there? I want interaction." Nah, but I'm thinking versus wise comedians. I will go with Corey Holcomb and
Corey Holcomb's a problem. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Corey Holcomb.
Yeah.
I'll go with Corey Holcomb, and I will go with. Damn, what's this white dude?
Corey Holcomb's a gangster. I like that shit.
Yeah, Corey Holcomb and dang, what's her name? Like he's a beast too. He had the whole scandal situation going on. Dang. You know who I'm talking about? The white dude that had the scandal where they was talking about like he was beaten off. He got caught beating off or something.
What,
like
Louis C.K.? That dude?
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. versus
he
Corey
a
Holcomb.
real one, my nigga. Like I ain't
gonna lie. Louis C.K. gonna kill him on that.
You think so?
Yeah, because Louis C.K. got he has a wider range of comedy. Corey Holcomb's my nigga, but he kind of pigeonholes himself. He don't really talk about much in the same like 5 kind of topics. He stay in the same little box. But Louis C.K. he gonna talk about anything. He'll make anything. He can joke about anything and make it funny.
Yeah.
Like
I think I've always said in comedy, I've always said white comics that are like really, really funny have that advantage over black comics only because they get like a front row seat of everybody's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we as black comics, unless you grew up like in a white neighborhood and you went to a white school or whatever in the middle of America, whatever the case may be, like yeah, that's why like you get like a Chris Rock. Like for most example, you get like a Chris Rock, a Dave Chappelle. They had that like where they grew up in the middle of America around because Chris Rock, he grew up in Brooklyn, but he went to an all-white school. So he had front row seat to like the white life. You know what I mean? And the good and the bad. Mainly bad, but like he did. So it's like I can see where you're coming from with that. So I would agree with you on that part, but like white people, they get a front row seat to everybody's world.
That's a
so
fact.
Like they have a hell of an advantage. You know what I mean? Like it's just like good example. Like when you go to a mainstream comedy club, as opposed to an urban room or an underground room, you see the big difference in the performance. You don't see a lot of white comics come into urban rooms hard like that. Maybe now in New York City, you see it a little bit more because of open mics and all of that prior to COVID-19. But like for the most part, you didn't really see that. The white comics stayed only in mainstream rooms. Like they didn't come to the boroughs unless they were doing a show. Like you ain't gonna see no white comics come into Queens, come into the hood to do a show.
Only if they self-deprive. They gotta if the white comics that do self-deprecation, that's the ones that kind of come straight to the black neighborhood.
They can just come through
and be like, "Hey man, I ain't shit. My mother ain't shit." And
but
those
you know
are the ones
what?
that we get
Because they think
that they can resonate.
Because they think and once again, right? That's that shit where they feel like, oh, niggas is always talking down on themselves, and they feel like this is how I get these people to relate to me. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Like all of us ain't had bad lives, nigga. Like we had good families, my nigga. I don't know about this niggas, but I know I grew up in a good house. You feel me? Like
great house.
Like you know what I'm saying? So like I think they think that all of us have fucked up lives.
Right.
As opposed to for us, it's the total opposite, right? The total opposite for us is we know there's a lot of white people that have just as bad lives as black people do, but the only difference is they still white. You still got white privilege,
right?
Like, so your bad is kind of like really on you half the time. Like, you feel me? Like, especially when you up to a certain age, it's like, nigga, if you still doing bad, if you're a white person, you still doing bad at a certain age, that kind of is all on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, nigga, if I was white, I'd be taking a hell of advantage of that shit, bro. I'd be everywhere at every bank taking out loans. I'm never gonna pay
I was
back.
just about to say that.
Like, nigga, I'm about to go ham, bro. Like, you feel me? Like most of them do. You feel me? I'm doing mad white collar crimes because that's what they call it, white collar crime. Because white people don't go to jail for the wild shit they do that we do. You feel me? So I think it's kind of like a disadvantage to us still at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like Louis C.K., he could talk about a lot of shit. He got a lot of content. A lot of black comedians got a lot of content, but he'll still come off harder because one, he had front row seats to everybody's life, my nigga, and he's still white. He's still lit though. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's funny. You can't deny funny. But like, you really got to take that into consideration. Like, if we used to do a battle where we take all white comics, male or female, and then put them to do only hood shows, nigga, they wouldn't be hitting hard like that. Like, you know how easy it is to rock.
Nigga shows you gotta come out swinging. Nigga shows you gotta come out.
Like,
you gotta come out
because for black people shows, because you know why? Because mainstream shows, like for urban rooms and all that, like, nigga, you gotta really bring that shit. You gotta really come with it. You feel me? Like, we ain't finna just coddle you. Like, you know what it is.
You know what it is. Black people in general, we funny people. Black people are just funny people, and we got somebody in our family that's hilarious. We got one of our friends that's hilarious. So if you want us to pay money to come to a fucking show, you better be
you better be that. You better be with it.
You better be funnier than everybody I know. You better come out. I better laugh because I know friends that as soon as I see them niggas, I start laughing.
Right. You're gonna have a good time. But I think
like as soon as I see them.
Listen,
when I see you, you better come out and you better be fucking Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, you know Richard Pryor, all that right now, nigga.
But you know what though? And on the flip side of that hurts us too, starting out. You know what I mean? Like, that hurts us too, because on the flip side of that is like, we tend to not give each other enough wiggle room to get better. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like your friends will come out to see you one time, and the one time you didn't do good might put a stain on you for some years before they even come out again. You feel me? So it's like, I think that's the one thing about us as a people we need to change a little bit. You feel me? Because like that could hurt you. That could hurt you.
There's an answer to that though, bro. Like, honestly, I feel as if like I tell everybody, like, nobody gets nobody's friends are gonna be your first supporters. Your first supporters are gonna be people that are not even from your same state. It's gonna be somebody that's from like Iowa or something that sees your shit online, and you're one of his favorite fucking comedians. And because he reposts you, and because he comments underneath your thing, as other people from your state, your friends and everybody see that, that's when all of a sudden they attack themselves and stuff like that. Because they want to say, "Oh, I knew Steve King from Farmers. I knew Steve that you. Oh, you know, yeah, my man been doing that comedy shit. I've been, why the hell yeah, I've been knowing about that shit. You ever been to a show? I ain't never had the time, but that's my nigga. He know. He know.
Listen, I've been doing comedy for going on 9 years, and I still have friends that I've watched post them going to other comedy shows, them go to like concerts, but never been to none of my shows, right? And I don't take I don't take it personal. Before, at the beginning, when I first started, I'm like, damn, like niggas make time for everything else, but can't make time. Like, but then it's like I had to realize, like, it's just like being a chef, right? Like, it's just like I can't invite everybody to my kitchen until I'm like top, well renowned. Like at that point, it's just like I know I'm cooking. Like it's just like now, like I know I'm cooking now. You feel me? Like I know how to cook. So it's just like I know for a fact if once I post it, people already know. Like you already had a few people that came, and then they already put the word out. Like, yo, son, he really cooked. Like he go in. So now I kind of let people speak for me. I let the work speak for itself. You feel me? Like when you do the little posting, you post a little snippet of your stuff, then people are like, oh my God, let me know in the next show. I think sometimes, unfortunately, you have to let your work show for itself. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't take it too personal. and you just gotta let people like. That's why I don't post all my stuff. Like people be like, yo, you should do skits, you should do this. Like everybody got
their
thing for me.
their own style.
Right. For me, I only post little stuff here and there.
Yeah,
And then,
come to the show and pay.
Yeah, or just not even just come to show to pay, but like come see it for yourself because it's an experience. You're gonna get an experience with us. You feel me? Like I know you two are all about the experience, the emotion. You guys provoke emotion. You feel me? So I know somebody come to your show, they gonna get that emotion. Somebody come to your show, they're gonna be like, yo, son, he made me, you know what I mean? Like he got like Juice, you already know, like me and you, we known each other forever. So we know, I already know
hey,
how you
nigga,
hey,
nigga, I'm
feel.
Kelly Rob, nigga.
Right, you know what I mean? Or my, you know, but like,
chill, nigga, you about, oh, let me take this shit off.
I'm stupid. But like, you know, like we known each other, so I know like the emotion you provoke, which is a good thing. You feel me? Like you provoke a good emotion. You make people feel like, yo, I can't wait to be around son again. You feel me? I can't wait till when he get off stage so I can let him know how great he did, or like just like, yo, that joke really made me think. Cause like you a thinker, so you make people think. Like you make people like, damn, why didn't I even think about that? Like, cause that's just what you do.
I'm also a dickhead. It's like
that too, you know, that
helps,
too. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, it makes people think. It makes people step aside themselves and be like, damn, like that was interesting. You know what I mean? So like we are those type of guys. That's what people love about us. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's never hard for us to get that next plateau. So it's like it's not gonna be hard for us. Other people are not so personable like that.
You know, it's crazy. Just to sum that all up and to just and to segue. Nigga, it's called phony, not fun. It's called funny, not phony.
Not
nigga.
phony. Yeah, we
funny,
funny
not
niggas.
phony,
We not phony. Like you get what you get with us. Like with us.
Hold up. Let them know what it is though. When we say funny, not phony, that ain't just anything. That's
everything.
That's a what copyright. That's a copyright, nigga. That's my boy. Talk to them about it, nigga. Talk to them.
Listen,
Came Saw Laugh. Talk to them about it. Talk to them about it. Came Saw Laugh. Funny, not phony, nigga. You on the radio show. This is the radio.
Everybody, listen, man. People that are not familiar, like that's gonna get familiar at some point, is gonna be a household thing. Like the mantra is funny but not phony. You know what I mean? Like we came, saw, laugh, came, saw, joke. Like this is what we do. Like this is what I do. Like Steve Comedy King, this is what I do. And everybody that I've aligned myself with has done the same thing. That's why like real recognize real is a slogan that will never die out. You know what I mean? Like you meet people along the life, along the journey, and you like, yo, they some real ones. Like that's funny but not phony. Like that's something real right there. You got people thinking like me. I'm a fan of comedy. Like I'm a fan of comedy before anything. So like when I go to comedy shows halftime, when I used to go to comedy shows, I used to just go just to watch comics and just to see their persona, like just to see their personality come to life. And some people don't really have personality like that. So it's just like it's hard for it to transcend outside of that stage for them. You know what I mean? So that's why it's kind of hard for a lot of them to create their own following, you know what I mean, and so forth and so on. Is because the personality is so closed, it's so enclosed. Like, but you know, I do what I do, you do what you do. You know what I mean? Like D, I already know what you know what I mean? Like we just have personality. Our personality is bigger than life. You know what I mean? So for us, it's never been hard. Like it's never been hard to do this thing right here that we do. I think we was just meant to do this shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Steve, so Steve, tell us what you got going on tomorrow, man.
Huh?
Tell us what you got going on tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow, you already know me, Kelly
Rob. Hold up, you got something going on tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, you already know, baby.
Oh, shit.
Listen, you going to be there,
oh,
you know.
Shit. Hold on. Turn your speakers up. He said you got some shit going on. Tomorrow.
Listen. Tomorrow night, you already know we're going to be at the Brooklyn House of Comedy in Brooklyn. Where? Brooklyn House of Comedy, man. Brooklyn House of Comedy.
Where that shit at?
In Putnam. It's on Bedford and Putnam 211. Bedford and Putnam. You know, like tickets already sold out already.
Oh
And
shit.
we gonna kill it, man. Like I got a dope lineup. You know what I mean? I got my boy Kelly Robb. I
Who?
got Big Baby.
Who the fuck
You know
on
what I
there?
mean? Listen, man, Kelly Robb, man. Like, you know, I
Oh
had to get
shit.
Queens in the
Kelly
building.
Robb.
I had to get
Get the
Queens in the
fuck outta
building
here.
with me. I had to get Queens in the building with me, man. Like, you know,
Oh shit.
wherever I'm doing it, man. And I got. Listen, man. I got my man Dave Lester performing. He's
Dave
closing out.
Lester
Dave Lester, the
with
big
the
homie.
baldy?
Yeah, big homie. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
he's stupid. He said with the baldy. You already know that's the OG. That's comedy. That's comedy's dad, man. That's the comedian's
Yeah,
dad
man.
right there.
Yeah,
Dave
man.
Lester. He
That
everybody's
nigga
comedy
funny as
dad,
hell,
man.
man.
Listen, man. I can't.
How the
I'm
fuck
so
you get that
excited.
nigga? That nigga funny as
Listen.
shit.
Listen, bro. You got to know somebody to know somebody that knows somebody. You hear me? Like,
Nah, man, that's
listen.
some shit. And I'm on that
Listen.
shit with that nigga. Get the
You
fuck out of
want
here.
it too, man. Listen.
Yeah,
Listen,
somebody
man. Real
better come.
recognize
Y'all
real.
better
We
figure
already
it out.
spoke about
Yeah,
it.
somebody better figure it out.
Listen,
I
we
know
already
some
spoke
scammers
about
that
it.
got some tickets. Y'all better hit me up.
Listen, show sold out. So unless they finna watch from the rooftop or something, like the show sold out. We sold out. We
Oh,
sold out
shit.
days ago, bro. Like we good, man.
I know a nigga that got the back door, so y'all niggas hit me up, man. I know somebody that got the back door.
You such
I
a
know the
Queens. You
janitor.
such a Queens nigga. That's the Queens
I know
nigga
the
for you. He said,
janitor.
I know the niggas in the back door. Nah, but man, listen, listen, man. This is it's been time. You know, quarantine had niggas locked in, but
Hell
now
yeah.
we out. Now we get to be amongst the people and really give them an experience, man. Like I said, we give people an experience. You know,
Oh,
we're not just doing comedy. Like, we really giving people an experience and people tapping in and getting to see who we are. Like, funny but not phony, man.
And we look better in person.
That's a fact. Nigga, that's a
Yeah.
motherfucking fact. That's
The
a
jokes
fact.
look the jokes look better in person.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
they
This-
sound they hit better. It
Yeah,
hit
this
different.
virtual shit ain't hitting.
Nah,
Yeah, the
this
virtual shit ain't it. The virtual shit ain't it. I don't look like shit through this virtual shit. Come see me live, nigga.
You know
Come
what I
see
mean?
me live.
Listen, I tell people all the time, man, like,
I'm checking for WAP.
live entertainment is real, man. I love
I'm
live
checking for
entertainment.
WAP. We doing WAP checks at the door.
You still, well, you are, nigga. I'm not getting in trouble fucking with you, nigga.
Yeah, man.
You ain't finna
If
get
Donald
me
Trump,
locked
if
up,
Donald
nigga.
Trump is the president, man, he said grab him by the WAP. I'm grabbing him by the WAP at the door.
Listen, and end up like Bill Cosby later on, nigga. Hell no, nigga.
Hey, man, do a couple years. You know what I mean? We all right.
Nah, I'm good on that one. I ain't doing no couple years for no WAP checks. That's on him. He'll check y'all. He got y'all, not me.
Oh, shit. You're getting a full pat down.
Right. He said, we doing pap smears at the door, man.
Hell yeah. What you got in there? What you got in there? What's
He
all
said,
that?
What's that? What's that? A
Yeah,
girdle?
man. No outside liquids. What's that? What's that? What's this?
Nigga said no outside
Outside
liquids.
liquid.
Yo, I
What's
should
that?
put that on a shirt, nigga. That's hilarious. No outside liquids. That's
Yeah.
yo.
What's
Boy,
that?
Oh yeah.
listen, you can spin that one crazy. Like, I
Yeah, I'm
can't
all right.
listen, man. I can't wait, man. It's been a long time, man. I haven't, like, the last performance I did outdoors. We did an outdoor performance a couple weeks back out in Astoria, which was dope too. You know what I mean? But for the most part, man, I love the stage, man. Like, the stage is my thing, man. Like, I could sit and tell jokes on Zoom, but it don't feel the same, bro.
Nah, you don't want that emoji.
Yeah, it don't feel the same, man. It don't
Man,
feel the
Steve
same.
King, we know you from Queens and shit. Give us some more background, nigga. Like, we've been chopping it up, talk about Trump, talk about all this other shit. We came to talk to Steve King. I need to know more about Steve King. I know you, but they don't know you, nigga. Like, I know this nigga. I fought the nigga, but we going that's a whole nother situation for a whole nother time.
Listen, they don't know we sandbox babies, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people don't know, like Steve King, you know, Queens, Brooklyn. I represent Queens Farmers, but I live in Brooklyn now, Bushwick, you know. But for the most
You
part,
gonna tell
man,
the people how you tried to kill me when we was younger? Nigga tried to kill me. Nigga tried to take my head off.
Don't
because I was
believe him.
beating up
Don't
his
believe
man.
him, people.
You tried to kill me. Steve
believe him.
6'5" or some shit.
They don't believe him,
Steve
y'all.
6'5".
Don't believe him.
Imagine me fighting Steve King.
He's a troublemaker. Don't believe him, y'all. Don't believe him. He's a whole troublemaker. Don't listen to him. That's how he wills you in. He's like a spider web. That's how he gets you. he wow you ass on you. Like he's like, come in. I got something for your ass. But like we listen, man. Like I've been doing comedy for like 9 years. Like I said, man, 9 years this year, and it's been a blessing, man. Like I've touched stages. I've been invited to places where if it wasn't for comedy, I probably would have never met certain people. You know what I mean? Like comedy has been a blessing, man. Like it's taught me about myself.
So tell me the time that you thought it wasn't a blessing when you asked Bomb. Tell us about that.
No. You know the bombing is real. The bombing is real. Like please believe it. The bombing is real. And
we all bomb.
Yeah, we all bomb.
We all bomb. People don't understand that we all gonna bomb. Everybody gonna bomb. Everybody.
Listen, you know what's the worst? You know what's the worst about bombing? The worst thing about bombing is if you didn't start off bombing. That's the worst part. Like if you started off doing really well,
and then you just lost it in the middle of the shit.
Yeah, it builds this level of confidence that's out of this world. And then when you start bombing, you like, holy crap. Like, what is going on with me? Like, it's just you don't even know what the hell's going on. You like, did somebody steal my set from me? Like, and then it's bombing. I think bombing is to me is like
when did it happen? When did it happen to you? I want to know the show that your worst bomb ever. I need you to tell the story. The worst bomb you had. Everybody has one.
Oh, nah, you know what? It's funny. Boom. The worst bomb I had was recent. Believe it or not.
Wow.
This was last year. This was last year. Huh?
Post or pre-quarantine?
This is before the quarantine. I think this happened in Rochdale.
Oh wow.
Oh, that was your first mistake.
Right. That part. Listen, this was matter of fact, it was in the community center in Rochdale. My homegirl Raquel, shout out to Raquel. She booked me to do like they were doing like a women's empowerment.
I'm listening. I gotta grab my child so they don't call ACH.
Like we was doing the women's empowerment. They was doing a women's empowerment show.
Oh, that's where you went wrong too. Women.
Yo, but bro, like things were going smooth. Like people, you know what I mean? Like I was there kicking it. Energy was good. And out of nowhere, like every joke that I said like was not connecting. I was just like, what is going on? Like it's just like my set, and it's crazy because this is a set I was familiar with. I've done it multiple times, and it was just not hitting with the crowd, man. These women, they were like they were just standing there like.
Women are tough. They're tough. They
Nah, but usually the women crowd is the best crowd for me, bro. Like, and it's just like I was just like that day.
Nah, they were PMSing that day.
Right, but God was not on my side that day, nigga. Because I promise you, I ended that set quick. The hell out of here. I was like, all right, thank you. Like, I was, bro. Like,
they were probably like, I don't want to be in Rochdale. That's why. Like,
nigga.
I don't know.
But
it was such a nice, like the event was beautiful, bro. But like, yeah, that was downhill. It was a downhill session for me, man. Like, and it's crazy because I'm just like, same set that I've used before, and I knew that set was going to be a hitter, but the energy was like went so off. I don't know. Maybe I must have said something that threw a couple of them off, and because I was talking about like side chicks and all that, and I think they wasn't feeling that shit. And it's just
the fact that you grew up down the goddamn block, so they was trying to figure this shit out for a second. Like, yo,
yeah, like
you the same nigga from.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, I performed in Rochdale a few times and it was amazing. But this time, not amazing, not at all. It was not feeling me. And I was just, it was what it was, and I was like, okay, I get it. It is what it is. But shit. Yeah, I've had a few bad ones.
My worst show was at Vibes.
Really?
Yeah. I fucking performed at Vibes, and they told me it was just gonna be a regular comedy show. I get there, and it's some girl's birthday party. So she didn't bought it's her whole family. So it's a bunch of old ass people and shit. Like she had a lot of old ladies in her family and shit. Now, when I first started doing comedy, like I'm kind of known as being kind of brutal with my shit. And like when I started doing comedy, I was really, really brutal. Like I didn't have like it was bad. It was very, very bad. And like they told me that I wouldn't have I couldn't even have 5 minutes. If I had a 5-minute set, and he told me it was Flyboy Chris. He told me I only had 3 minutes. So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm not prepared. I don't know what I'm gonna cut out, what I'm not gonna cut out. So I'm like, shit, let me just cut out all my little intro shit and just get straight to the punchlines. Cause I know niggas do at least fuck with the punchlines. So I just started off with all of these old ladies and shit. And the very first line I said, I was like, all right, fuck it. He said I don't have that much time. So we just gonna start talking about blowjobs. And I kind of lost him from there.
Yo, shout out to Flyboy Chris, man. Like me and him started doing comedy together, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
Like, yo, we've done some shows together, man. Like win and lose, man. We did. Listen, we've both watched each other win and lose. You know what I mean?
Listen to me. That nigga tried to get me off the stage so fucking fast. I was like, the gangster in me ain't let him. I ain't let him. I still finished my shit. I wasn't with it. Because I started catching people, like some of the older ladies, they got it. They understood the comedy show. So they was laughing, but the older ladies, they wasn't happy. Like none of it. Especially because I realized my image. That's why I had to cut that shit, tone it down a little bit. I don't look raunchy. I don't look like the type of person that's gonna say half the shit that's gonna come out my mouth. So I had to tune it down because I was like, yeah, these old ladies looking at me like this nigga could be my grandson. This is my grandson.
So good question for you, right? I got a question for you. Like, what made you decide to go that route that particular night?
That was my set because, like, all right, when I first started doing comedy, I would change up. I would do new sets every single time I did an open mic and did something. I would just go up and just do new shit every single time because I believed in my comedic ability. Right. So then, like, listening to some of the dudes that I took on as mentors, they told me, yo, stick with a set and just work on just performing that one set. That way, when you go, you can just use that set. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna use this one set. Then when we got there and I saw the crowd, I told them, I said, it was my man, Funny Man Kenny Ken. I said, yo, my man, I don't think it's gonna work. There's a lot of old ladies out there. Like, I knew the crowd. I saw the crowd. I'm like, yo, this is the shit that I'm gonna say is gonna be fucking like. Some of those ladies look like they should be chilling with my grandmother. I would never say this in front of my grandmother. Like, right. This nigga gonna tell me, yo, that's comedy, bro. Don't even worry about it. They should understand it's comedy. Do your thing. Say the same shit. I'm like, you sure? I think I should sit this one out, bro. Because I just started. This is all I got. I'm not ready for this, bro. He was like, nah, bro, you funny. You hilarious, bro. Do it. I'm like, you sure? He's like, hell yeah.
He gaslighted you.
Hell yeah. And then I was the opener. So I was the first person to open the show. Flyboy Chris said he didn't even have like no intro for me because he didn't even know who the fuck I was. He was like, give it up for the new comedian, my man. I mean, I came out there. I'm like, oh shit. All right, we already starting off wrong. All right, and he told me, and right before, like he said it, and then when he gave me the mic, he was like, yo, you only got 3 minutes. I'm like, you said 5 before. I'm like, oh, word? Shit. So I just walk up there like, I guess we just got to get straight to it. I'm here to talk about blowjobs, man. So, ladies.
Oh, my God. Yo, Chris is hilarious. Chris is funny.
The joke is hilarious. He shouldn't
have did you like that, man.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Like that. He shouldn't have did you.
Yeah.
He was trying to flash me. He came out of nowhere. It was like, yo, no. Try to flash me. I looked at him. I'm like, yo, my man, if he touches this mic and come up here, I'm swinging on him.
Fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish my shit. Like, y'all not gonna do that.
To get off that stage.
Yeah, like I'm trying to build my confidence, man. Like, chill out with all of that, man. I'm just starting out. Like, chill out. Like, if people
I've had weird shows, man. I remember I did a show in the Bronx at a warehouse. They were doing like it was basically it was like a showcase, and then they wanted a comedian to just come and do, like, when I say it was brutal, bro, because it was a bunch of rappers. You know how them niggas are. Like, it was a showcase, my nigga. I hate showcases. However, I've learned to
the fact that like I've gotten so much better now, it's like I could work through anything. You feel me? But like, dude, they put me up after like this kid was rapping. Everybody didn't like him, and then they put me right up right after him. Dude, when I said nobody in that place, everybody in that place just stared at me the whole time. I'm over here giving them my all, bro. I'm talking about like the best shit in the world I had that I was killing the night before with. Everybody just stared at me, and I was like, you know what? Thank you for killing my self-esteem. Like, and then that's when they started laughing. I was like, oh, you niggas ain't shit. And then everybody started laughing when I said, I was like, oh, so it took y'all to see me kill myself.
Niggas love self-deprivation.
Should I slit my wrist now so I can get a round of applause? And that's when niggas started laughing. I was like, oh, y'all niggas ain't shit in the Bronx. Like, I was like, I would have said something more about the Bronx, but since I'm so far away from the train station, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the fuck and get off the stage. And niggas started laughing and clapping. I'm like, oh yeah, that nigga's ruthless up here, nigga. Like, but the whole time nobody laughed, my nigga. Like,
quick question. When you bum, you get the fuck up out of there, or you stay to the end?
No, I guess the fuck out of it. Nigga, if you know what type of serial killer you gotta be to stick around after bombing, because nigga, I
stuck around that night that I bombed. I stuck around. This shit ate me the whole night.
Though, like you a psycho for sticking around, because I would have left ASAP, my nigga. Like,
nah, because I just started. I was like, all right, if they're gonna boo me, I need to see what type of comedy y'all gonna fuck that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they go on with the comedy show. Why the next comedian start talking about sucking dick? I'm like, oh, so I just broke the ice. I let everybody get real relaxed. Like, all right, it's the type of shit that they gonna talk about. Yeah. So they was able to listen to everybody else, but I had to be the Indian to get shot all up in my face.
Nah,
first,
so funny when if I ever bomb, first thing I say, yo, I gotta go do another show. I lie and I gotta get the fuck out of there. Like, I don't need that energy with me, bro. Like I don't need that. Like I got to go. Like I
had a heckler and everything. I had to cut her ass. Like I don't like, cause like at the end of the day, like it's all laughs and jokes until it ain't laughs and jokes. You know what I mean? Like, and my self-esteem get touched. I'm letting some shit fly. You know what I mean? Like, whether it be jokes or anything else, don't be touching my self-esteem while I'm on that stage. This girl started heckling the shit out of me, and then I started talking about her. I said something about like she smelled her leggings before she put them on or some shit like that. Crazy shit. And had the crowd laughing at her. It was like, all right, fuck it. Mind you, they all related. They was laughing at her, but they all related. So they was like, oh,
funny's funny, my nigga. Like,
hell yeah.
For me, like I feel like it's funny, right? Because like with Queens, like when you think of comedy, like they do comedy everywhere, right? But like for some reason, Queens doesn't really have like a strong hold. Like there's a bunch of places that do comedy nights. For the most part, you got Joe Show, you got a couple of people that used to do shows. A lot of people used to do shows in Queens, like a lot. There used to be a lot of shows in Queens, but then after like about 2-3 years of me doing comedy, like they all started fizzled out. Like everybody was either in Harlem, niggas was in Jersey, or they was in Brooklyn. Like
you gotta go where the work is at. We don't have the spots. Once they shut down H2O, they kind of shut down everything. H2O was our little spot, but then
believe
it's
it
like,
or not, H2O
yeah, you're right.
But H2O, believe it or not, that didn't come till way later. Like, cause I remember I did H2O one time with Chris, but like the spot that I used to do prior to that, we used to do Mavi. I used to do Upper Deck. I used to do Vibes. I used to do. There's a spot in Rosedale in town that they used to do comedy. That was a brand new spot that had opened. And there was a couple of other spots that I did in Queens. Like Queens had a good amount of spots. Like, matter of fact, where Joe Show's spot is at how you call that? Island Taste.
Island Taste
used to do comedy. Upper Deck used to do comedy.
They're just not consistent. Everywhere that you're naming, like they're just not. They haven't been consistent with it. Yeah. Right. H2O was kind of consistent, but we never had a consistent spot. Like Brooklyn is
changed the name.
Yeah, and Brooklyn is known for having like little comedy spots and everything like that, and they're more open to having comedy shows. unfortunately for Queens, like they're just not open to it as much. Like they just don't like. I've inquired myself, but they're just not open to it. Like it's
right.
I don't know what it is, but it is what it is, man.
You know what it is, because with
go where the money
Queens,
is
I
at.
think Queens, you got more of a late crowd with Queens than you do like how Brooklyn is, because Brooklyn is like consistently active. You feel me? So you could do a comedy show at 2:00 in the afternoon, and you're gonna get a crowd.
But that's Queens, also because like you know, Queens is the second most expensive borough. If your ass don't go to work, your ass ain't gonna live in Queens.
You can't live here. That's a fact. That's true.
So it's like,
you know what I mean? But like Harlem,
man, like it's
nigga, Harlem had like the city, mad comedy clubs. Like every week there was a new spot doing comedy shows. Like
you're talking about tourism. Now it's tourism, and now that's big. There's nothing to do. What is there to do to New York City? Let's go see a comedy show. Yeah, I mean, like everywhere you're naming, it's either places that people really don't have shit to do, like you said, like Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn. There's so many people, there's so many projects, and so many things to do. Like so many people living on top of people in Brooklyn, ain't nothing to do in Brooklyn. That of course they're gonna have a comedy show at fucking 2 in the afternoon.
You ever did Mocha's?
No, everybody told me to do Mocha's. Like because of the COVID thing kind of fucked everything up. I had a bunch of shit lined up, and then everybody closed down. So like it kind of fucked everything. I had a nice little momentum in the beginning of the year, but as soon as COVID hit, everything slowed me down. And then I had a son, so that shit kind of like kept me in the crib for a little while because you know I got to spend that quality time.
Right.
And you know now that he's about to be 5 months coming up. He's about to be 5 months, so now it's about time for me to come back outside. You know.
And it's weird too because I think for a lot of comedians, like I think the momentum thing you're talking about, I think a lot of comedians is going to take them it's going to probably take a few comedians a while to kind of like build their momentum back up because like a lot of people are not proactive. You know what I mean? Like realistically, a lot of comedians are not proactive the way we are. You feel me? Like the way
and not just proactive, they're not funny. They're not funny. There's things that I realized that. No. Listen. All those to the left. Like the only reason why I say that is because like I know that me taking a break, like I've still been a student of the game, and I've still been trying to work on my craft in the meanwhile. But at the same time, I know that I'm naturally funny. Like there's some people that are not naturally funny, and their momentum is contingent based upon just that, their momentum. It's not based upon their actual content.
Listen, but I can't knock that either, right? Because at the end of the day, like, listen, hard work pays off. You could be super funny, but if you ain't working hard, that other person will surpass you, and then that's and it happens all the time. But I feel like momentum for a lot of people, it hurt a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people like really survived off the game. You know what I mean? And then not having bookings. And like I said, man, it kills a lot of people's vibe because like a lot of people really are not able to do a Zoom. They're not able to because like their energy level is so low now because like they're going through depression because of that. You feel me? So
them Zoom shits is a little tough. I did a Zoom show and maybe because I was dealing with the Caucasian nation. But I mean it was rough. I know I was throwing some shit out them, but it was just like I was throwing some shit. You was there. Yeah. I was throwing some shit. Yeah. I was throwing some shit, and they was just like, ha ha.
But you know what it is? It's not you. Like, it's not them. It's just
goes
the circumstances.
Back to
you know what it is too? That you know what's crazy with that? So we was doing like the Zoom or Skype, whatever the fuck it was. Every time they laughed, it muted me. So like part of my jokes was getting taken out by their laughter. So I'm like, yo, this shit ain't even, it's not like in the stage. When you work in the stage, you can pause and let them go ahead and marinate. Right. You can let the joke marinate. I don't know if the joke is marinated. I don't know. I could barely see them. Some of them didn't even have their face on the shit. So I'm sitting there just saying jokes like I'm practicing in the crib. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I don't know when, like, some jokes, you know, you kind of write them because you know they're so funny. You know there's gonna be a fucking laughter right there. So you take that time out so you maybe switch topics or something else. I couldn't do none of that shit. It was just like
but that's what I'm saying. That's why, like I said, like live stage is so much better because like the audience could adapt with you. Like they could feel your energy. Like the Zoom thing was rough, but like I did a couple of Zooms and they went pretty decent, you know what I mean? But like once again, for me, I was just more like, damn, I wish I could actually be around these people, get their energy, they could feel my energy. That way I could, you know what I mean? Because like that's what I work with. And it's like I said, man, for a lot of people it was hard. A lot of people, this was their outlet, you know what I mean? And when you take that outlet away, it's hard to bounce back from that. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while for a few people, man. A lot of people don't know how to be proactive in that sense because it's hard, bro. Like I'm stuck in the house. Like I'm depressed now. Like it's just like, how can I make other people happy when I'm not happy?
Well,
right.
That shit is rough.
Like for me, the good thing for me is like, you know, I have my family here with me. They're in good spirits. I'm in good spirits. We keep each other. We feed off each other energy. So like, I was able to do I did a few comedy stand-ups here on IG. Like, you feel me? Just to keep myself proactive. Like I said, I was being proactive. I reached out to other comics and they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I tuned in. I saw.
You know what I'm saying? Like other comics was like, nah, I'm
you
not
had
doing
the stage,
that.
you had a microphone and everything. The nigga had a microphone. Yeah, everything.
That's you got to be proactive. You feel me? But some people couldn't do that because some people, they just if it's not on stage, they just can't do it, bro. And I understood that, so I couldn't even knock them because after a while, I started missing the stage a lot. Like I was like, damn, like I really do miss the stage. Like I love being on stage, bro.
Well, shit. Like speaking of stage, the very first time I'm gonna be back on stage will be tomorrow. Where again? Where the fuck we gonna be at?
Brooklyn House of Comedy, man. You already know.
Where?
Brooklyn House of Comedy, 211 Putnam, and Bedford, and then we just gonna rock, man. Like I can't listen. I can't wait till the whole world really, like I can't wait till New York City because the whole rest of the world is already open.
Right.
Niggas is doing shows in Atlanta, 200 seaters and all that. New York City is the only place that's restricted to a lot of things right now, but I can't wait, man. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, because me and you got some big projects we working on, and we can't put it out there yet, only because we want to finalize a lot of things. You know, we can't prematurely speak on things until the ink dries on a lot of other things. But you know, I can't wait to give the world the best of us, man. Because come on, man, they gonna get an experience of their lifetime, my nigga.
I'm coming out tomorrow like Javante Davis.
Listen, man, I feel like that. I feel like it's gonna be like the NBA playoffs, my nigga. All-Star weekend. That's how we gotta do it. That's what we're gonna have to probably call it, All-Star weekend, my nigga. Because we gonna fuck some shit up. Like, and I know that. This
is like, honest to God, if whoever does have tickets and y'all tuned in right now, if y'all don't leave tomorrow with your stomach hurting, then we didn't did y'all this service.
Listen, people, funny but not phony, man. Like they gonna get this work. They know what it is. Like they've been to the shows before. Like, you know what I mean? Once again, shout out to all the supporters from day one. Like it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing because like the minute I post a show, I post anything, people already start buying tickets. Like I sold out my tickets within 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, which was a blessing. Like, cause like any other circumstances, people probably had multitude of other options, whatever. So like I'm blessed and I'm grateful for the support, but I want to keep that going. You feel me? And
you put together one hell of a lineup, my brother. This is amazing. This is going to be one amazing show. I'm blessed to be a part of it. I look forward to it.
Listen, man, I can't wait till tomorrow, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I can't. Man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't slept in like a couple of days, my nigga, because I'm so close to it now. It's like before I was like, you know what? We got a few weeks, but like, dude, like once this week started, like once Monday started, I was like, oh my God, like we're at the finish line, bro. And I can't wait. Like I like everybody that's been to any show I've done they know what it is. They know the energy I bring. They know the intensity I bring to it. And I'm a crowd participator. Like my crowd participates. They get right with it. Like and they know like they're gonna have a good time. Funny but not phony, man. Steve Comedy King. They already know what it is.
Yeah, man.
There it is.
Yes, it is.
And it is. I don't even know how to end it better than that. I don't even want to say nothing else.
I know.
You just tell the people where to find you.
Find me on all social media platforms. Cash App me, Steve Comedy the God. You know what I mean? I'd rather they follow me on Cash App than anything else, nigga. Please. You know what I mean? Support your local comedians. But you know, real talk though, like Steve Comedy King, all one word. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Steve Comedy King. Just hit me, man. Follow me. I'll follow y'all back. You know what I mean? Like, it's on. It's lit. That's it.
Yeah,
we got merchandise coming too, so there's that. You know. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah. And D, you gotta come on, man. Say something.
Now I was gonna say thanks for coming on Comedian Cat, Steve.
Nah, man, you already know, man. Y'all my brothers, man. Like I can't, like yo, D, man, I can't wait to get you on the stage. Like, cause yo, me, you, D, we got some things that we working on too, though. Like, so now it's like you see, like that's what I'm saying. Like the world, the universe, man. Like, come on, man. This is confirmation right here, bro. Like we're gonna have an all-star weekend, my nigga. Like I'm telling you.
Because I hosted what was that Atlanta, that digital comedy on IG.
Yes.
And
that's where we met.
Steve was on there. I met him there.
Listen, we gonna the universe, like for me, I'm one of those people I really believe when you put it out there, universe, it really do happen. And
shit's crazy because I knew Steve since I was 15.
Listen,
we've
known each other for a long time. Like that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like he's a troublemaker. Don't
and you can look at me right now. I'm only 22. So I haven't known him that long.
You know what I mean? But like I can't wait till New York City opens up completely.
Yeah,
so that way we could really put together something for the people, man. Like so people could really see the abundance of talent that we are around. Though. Like, and it's gonna be popping. Like I can't wait. For tomorrow, I can't wait. I'm probably not even gonna sleep tonight. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like I've been so excited.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
We know that.
Right.
We know that.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be lit tomorrow night, man. I can't wait. Man. 7 p.m. man. Brooklyn House of Comedy. We gonna turn that place inside out, man.
Yeah, man.
It's only time.
Thank you again for coming on Comedian Catch.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. For real, man. I can't wait for tomorrow night, man. We gonna turn up.
Y'all follow me too, man.
Yeah, make sure you follow Kelly Rob, yo.
It's Kelly Rob, man.
Yep, Comedian Catch, man. Comedian_Catch.
Nah, this has been a pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
We do this each and every Thursday, 8 to 9.
That's what I'm saying, man. Sapuse, man.
Sapuse to all my Haitians, you already know it.
Yeah, that's right. Sapuse.
You stupid. I caught that too. I was like, nigga, I'm not even gonna do it.
Sapuse.
Listen, you ain't gonna get me on no Bill Cosby charges, my nigga. That's gonna be all you, my nigga. I'm not going to jail, nigga. I ain't gonna be 63 going to jail, nigga.
That's what they say though. As they say, Sapuse, not today.
Oh.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
Oh yeah, P, get us out of here, man.
Yeah, man. We out.